Hey everybody, Carla with Carla's Clever Crafts. I'm hopping back on here tonight. I'm going to go ahead and do this Life's a Garden Dig It sign. I got this from Craft Outlet, and everybody knows me, I love gardening, so I love this song, and my kids love the movie Joe Dirt, and that is a phrase from that movie that they love, especially my daughter. We're going to be using starting off with these 4 ribbons. They're all 1.5 inches and they're cut to 12 inches long. The green and the yellow are from Sam's Spring Collection, Sam's Club. And then this check pattern I got to match the sign came from Craft Outlet. And then this orange check pattern that I have, I think I also got this from Craft Outlet. So we're going to start with those, but I also have this really adorable gardening with all the different plants that match the sign that we're going to use to make bows to put on top. And I'm going to do, I was just on here and did a video with a bunny, and I'm going to do a similar layout to that, except for this time I think I'm only going to do ribbons in the outside 12 pipe cleaners and not the inside 6, so we'll see the difference and how that looks when we get it done. I'm going to try to load in my comments real quick. I get bored and sometimes need to mix things up, so I think that's where I'm at. Just try different things and see what the outcome is. We're going to be doing the crumple method. I'm going to move this sign because it's taking a lot of room. I'll stick it over here underneath the mesh. Okay. Going to be using this brown and beige burlap mesh. This is from Hobby Lobby. I'm going to use only this mesh for my base, and sometimes I know I mix up and do multiple colors, but this time I'm going to only do this. This really reminded me of gardening, you know, the dirt and stuff, so we're going to use that for our base. Hey honey, thank you for watching again. Okay, now these pieces I cut 16 to 17 inches long, whereas with the bunny wreath I just finished, those were 20 inches long. So you'll also get to see the difference. If you get to see both of these videos, you'll see the difference between the lengths. Honestly, I didn't feel like there was much difference. A little bit thicker was the only thing. Okay, I've lost my clips. Here's one. Okay, so we're going to just curl the first end, place our clip, turn the curl away from us, curl the other end, fold it over one, use your pinkies to hold down the ends, 2, 3, 4, turn your 2 curls face down, pinch the 2 sides together so you have like a bow. And we're going to start, I'm going to do again, I'm going to start on the inside ring here, just pick any one of them. I'm going to place it with the finished edges to the outside and the inside. Squeeze it really tight. We want those to be secure and give it a couple twists. Now again, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to lay all of the meshes in the same way, and I'm going to do all of my pipe cleaners in order. So I'll do this one, and then this one, and then this one, and this one, this one, this one, all the way around. We're not going to skip any or just work on the outside 12 like I normally do. Okay, so we'll make another crumple. Oh, and this is again a 14-inch frame from the Dollar Tree. It is wired with 18 pipe cleaners, 12 on the outside, 2 rings, and 6 on the inside. Hey, Brent, thanks for watching. Okay. So we're just putting this in the next one, trying to center it the best that we can. Now this mesh from Hobby Lobby, this particular mesh is really thick, heavy duty. So this is probably going to end up being pretty thick. Again, we just curl the first end. I fold over 4 times. Put the clip, turn it away from me, and do it again. 2, 3, 4. Then I turn my curls face down, scrunch up the middle to ruffle, pinch the 2 sides together, and we're just placing it in the very next pipe cleaner. Be careful when you're doing this not to miss these ones because they kind of get hidden. Don't miss these 6 on the inside as you're going around. I speak from experience because I've done that before, and you can go back and put it in there, but it's more challenging. It's easier if you do it as you go in the correct order. And we're just going to make these cruffles all the way around. This is 10-inch mesh, 16 to 17 inches long. When I cut my mesh, I don't measure exactly, I just do approximate. You can use any kind of clip or clothespin or whatever you have to hold your curls. Actually getting pretty excited for gardening. We will start getting everything ready for that. What, about 2 months we'll be planting. I love fresh homegrown food. It's refreshing. This mesh does stick to itself, so you can expect that if you use this particular mesh. I will say that it doesn't fray as bad as some of the other meshes, though. It's woven together really well. It does fray a little. I've got one little piece there, but not much. And I don't order a whole lot of mesh from Hobby Lobby because some of their mesh is terrible, in my opinion. It's very thin and frays a lot. But this particular type of mesh is really good. And it's a year round. They carry it all year long. You just have to catch it on sale. Double check and make sure I didn't miss one. Have tons of projects to do, and the feel like I'm behind, so that's why I'm on here back to back tonight doing 2 lives. Probably try to do a couple more tomorrow if anybody gets a chance to catch those either live or on replay. This part's kind of repetitive and takes a while. A lot of times I'll start the mesh and then just show you how I finish. But because I haven't really done this style on video before until tonight, I wanted to show from the beginning. Kind of late where I'm at, but hopefully maybe with me being on here so late, some people on the opposite coast will get a chance to hop on. We've got 4 more to go. Then we'll be able to start adding our pretty ribbons. More. I've got like 5 little pieces of fray here, so that's not bad at all for all this mesh that I just ran through here. I'm not sure if I mentioned, when I'm putting this mesh in for this design, I'm putting the finished edges to the outside and the inside, and that's for all of the pieces. It's really thick, so you really have to pull kind of hard to get it in there tight. And then I always pull my mesh to the right out so that it lays over top of the most recent pieces I just put in. Okay, we're almost ready to start working on our ribbons. Make a bow for this one too. This sign is kind of big, so I think I'm going to set it off center and make a big bow to go beside of it. Okay. Fix the mesh. Okay, now I'm going to go around real quick and find the 6 inside pipe cleaners because I'm not going to put any ribbon in those this time, and I'm just going to go ahead and snip them off. That way I don't get confused when I'm adding my ribbons. That one and not this one. Just trying to be careful not to snip off the wrong ones. Also, when you're cutting off your pipe cleaners, be careful not to cut your mesh. That's another thing I've done. Okay. So now we have 12 left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's where we're going to add our ribbon tails to start with. Again, we're using all 1.5 inch. The orange check and the black and white check are from Craft Outlet, and the yellow and the green are from Sam's Club Spring Collection. And this is the sign that we're using, so these match really well. And then we have some garden ribbon that we're going to add when we do our bow. So I think, how do I want to match this up? I think I'm going to do the black and yellow and the orange and the green. No reason for that, just decided to do it that way. Okay, so to add my ribbons, I'm going to have all of them V-ing outwards, spray like a spray outwards on my design. So I'm going to just do a small X, not a big X, but a small X. I'm just going to scrunch the ribbon tails down the middle, V them back towards myself, and line up, even up these two right here. And so then I end up with kind of like a spray of ribbons in my hand. And I'm just going to start placing in the first pipe cleaner. All of these were cut to 12 inches, or no, I'm sorry, 13 inches. A lot of times I do 12 inches, but for these I did 13, just switching it up. Now we'll do the orange and the green. Small X, scrunch down the middle, V it back towards yourself. Get your tails even. And then just put them in the next pipe cleaner. A twist 3 or 4 times and then clip it off. And then I push the extra inside and squeeze it to secure my ribbons. And then I just pluck out my ribbon tails and I just kind of arch them upwards and out and then curl the ends under. We're just going to alternate these 2 patterns all the way around the 12 pipe cleaners that we have left. Hi Gloria, thank you. Yeah, I love gardening, so I actually have had my eye on this sign since last year, and I just now ordered it. I've been wanting to try my hand at this because I just love the sign. Love the saying, love gardening. So I'm pretty excited to see how it turns out. I think it'll be a nice contrast with the dark base. And then of course all of the colors are in the sign. Okay. So now we need black and yellow. You could also add your ribbon tails and fluff them or curl them out whenever you're completely done. I just prefer to do it as I go along. About halfway through the ribbons. And then we'll add our sign and decide how we're going to do the bow. Thank you. I really appreciate all of your all's positive feedback. Being new to all of this, I'm still kind of nervous about doing it live, and so I really appreciate the positivity. It helps me. It encourages me to continue. really enjoy it though. So that's a plus. I really like it. Close to the end. This went a little faster than I thought it would. One more set of each. I love how those bright colors are popping against the darker background. That's pretty. Kind of a little bit unusual. One. Going to pull these ribbon tails to the right out so that everything's laying in the same pattern. All right, that's what we have so far. Really pretty. Okay, I think next I will probably place my sign, and I'm going to do it a little off-centered here because I'm going to do my bow here and maybe have some tails coming down. So probably right about there. Get some wire. I'm using, this is 26 gauge floral wire. I got this at the Dollar Tree. It's, you get 100 feet for $1.25. And of course, I cut my pieces extra long to make it easier for me to feed down through all the mesh and ribbons. And then when I'm finished, I just cut the extra off. Now this sign from Craft Outlet came with the holes already pre-punched, one at the top and one at the bottom, so I'm going to use those to wire my sign. I feed it through the hole. I put my sign face down, and then just even up my wires in the back, and then when I twist my knot right over top of the hole, because I want the wires to be coming out the back of the sign and not off to the side whenever I attach it. So I'm just going to twist right over top of that hole, right 5 or 6 times. Okay. So that's what it'll look like. Hopefully you can see in the camera that my wires are coming out the back of the sign and not off to the side here. That makes it more stable. Same thing on the bottom. I'm going to stand up to do this so I can make sure I get my positioning right. So about right there. I'm just going to feed the wires down through to the wire frame at the base. Trying to make sure that I wrap around 2 of the rings on the wire frame. Okay, about there. Maybe up this way. Now I'm not going to tighten this bottom real tight until I do get the top started, so I can make sure I like the position before I tighten it down. Right about there. And this sign is kind of heavy, so I'm going to have to probably pull it tighter than I normally would. But with this type of, the way that we laid the mesh in, it's a flatter wreath design, so it's not as thick, and you're not going to lose your sign down inside of that mesh because of the way we placed it. Okay. Yeah, I think I like that. So I'm going to go ahead and start twisting my wires around themselves in the back. I'm going to pull down slightly so it holds the sign in well. Like I said, it's heavy, so it will be prone to move and slide down when it's hanging. And I'm going to cut off the extra wire. And I'm going to push the end of the wire up inside so that it doesn't poke somebody or scratch their door. For myself. Oh, thank you, Diane. Yeah, me too. I love gardening. So this is like right up my alley. Okay, so now I'm just going to come back down here to the bottom because I did not twist that tight. And I'm just going to pull it down a little bit tighter. Good. I'm going to cut off my extra wire again. If I don't cut myself, you guys, I'm very accident prone. My hands have tons of scars. So I'm just wrapping the wire around the ring on the frame so I can push it up inside. Okay, so there's with our sign. I have to tighten that at the top a little bit. It still seems to be moving. But we're going to go ahead and lay it to the side, and we're going to make a bow to put over here. And that sign is really big. I love that. Okay. So let's go ahead and get our bow maker. And we're definitely going to be using this lovely vegetable ribbon. Okay, let's see how I want to do this. I think I'm going to use a lot of the vegetable ribbon. I'm going to start by dovetailing the end. Let's see. And make my tails kind of long. That's probably about 12 inches or maybe a little more. Oh yeah, that's probably closer to 14 inches. And then I'm going to twist the ribbon here in the middle because we have a pretty side and a not so pretty side. And we want to make sure when we make our loops that we keep the pretty side on the outside of our loops. So then I'm going to do probably 5.5 inch loop, twist it again. And do 5.5 inch on the other side. And I'm going to go ahead and twist it again because I'm going to do, I'm definitely going to do 2 loops on each side. I might do 3. Kind of decide these bows as I go. I don't really pre-plan. Okay, so I'm going to twist it again in the middle, just making sure that my loops are the same size. Yeah, I think I'm going to go right ahead and just do 3 loops on each side. So I'm going to twist it in the middle again. I'm going to make all 3 of these loops on each side the same size, or as close to it as I can. Twist in the middle. When you twist in the middle, you'll have your loop will have the pretty side out, and then over here we'll have the not so pretty side. I keep trying to untwist this ribbon. I think I'm doing more harm than good. Okay. So this will be our 3rd loop on this side, so we won't need to twist. And I'm going to go ahead and make the tail long. I'm going to pull it down here and match it up to this one as close as I can. Cut it off. Go ahead and spread out these loops just a little bit, because we're still going to add more to it. So that's about how I want the loops on the bottom to lay. When I have lots of ribbon in here, I like to use something to hold it so it doesn't move kind of out on me. I'll have to start all over. Okay, so we have our black and our yellow, green, and orange. Let's decide which ones I want to use. I think I'm going to do the black next. So I'm going to dovetail my end first. And I'm going to make this tail just a little bit shorter than the first one. Twist in the middle so I can keep the pretty side up. And on this loop, I'm going to come in about an inch, half an inch, probably about a half inch, and twist it. And then same thing on this side. I'm in about a half inch or so. Okay. And then I'm going to also bring this tail down. Cut it just a little shorter than the last one. Okay, and I think I'm going to come in with the orange and yellow and maybe not use the green, since our vegetable ribbon has so much green in it. this tail just a little bit shorter than the last one. But here I'm going to make the loops the same size. So I'm going to make this loop the same size as the black and white. I'm going to do one loop on each side of the yellow. Dovetail the end, fold it in half long ways, and snip upward from the folded side to the wired side. Again, I'm going to come just a little shorter than the last tail. And I'm going to make this loop the same size as the last two. Or as close as I can get. I don't think I do anything exact. Okay. Trim that one off. And then I'm going to come back with, I'm going to pull my tails down because I think I'm going to have those hanging down. And I'm going to come back with one more loop on each side of the vegetable. So again, this tail will be a little shorter than the last one. And I didn't dovetail it because I'm trying to make sure that I don't let go of all of this ribbon in here. So I'll do that after I get this all connected. Now I'm going to bring this loop in about a 1/2 inch smaller than these three. Okay, so about a 1/2 inch, twist it. I really struggle with these little rolls, you guys. The big rolls I do fine with, but the little rolls I really struggle. Okay. Push that all down in there and pull this tail down and snip it off. Reach over here and grab a pipe cleaner. And just push my pipe cleaner down between those two bars and wrap it around all this ribbon. And then put my hands, holding it securely here in the middle, Put my hands under each side and slowly lift the ribbon up, making sure that I do not lose my grip. Also making sure to not let it slide and move around. That's a lot of ribbon, you guys. Okay, so I'm just going to start pulling this pipe cleaner tight and give it a couple twists. And then I'm going to fold all of my ribbon forward and twist it really tight, twisting in towards the ribbon stack. Okay. Now I'm going to dovetail all these ends. I just love this wreath. I might have to make myself one of these. The bow maker, my daughter actually gave me this bow maker. It's called the Easy Bow Maker though, and I know that Amazon has it. Lots of the online craft stores have it. I can check on that for you though and let you know. I'll find a good place and I will either put a comment under here giving you the information or I'll send you a message. Thank you, Desiree. Something unique, different. Okay, so we will now attach it and then I will fluff out all the loops. Move everything out of the way. During my last live, I started knocking everything over and dropping it, so hopefully I won't do that again. So I'm going to attach it right here. Let's see. I want it up here. Yeah, I think I want it up higher. So we're just feeding the pipe cleaner down through the mesh to the wire frame underneath. Twisting the pipe cleaner around itself just to attach it, but don't pull the bow down in too hard. You'll flatten your bow, but you do want to get it in there secure. And then I just push the end of the pipe cleaners up inside. And then we can just start fluffing our bow out, poofing up our loops. I may I'm going to curl the tails like I did last time. So to curl my tails, I just have liquid starch in here, in my bottle, and I just spray these ribbons and get them pretty wet. You don't have to soak them, but you want to get them covered in the starch. I'm going to spray some up here on this bow too to get it to do what I want up here at the top. Alright, and then I have to let this dry before I can uncurl them, so I won't be able to show you guys that on the video, but I can show you what I do to curl them. I just take a marker or a pen or pencil, depending on how tight I want the curl to be, and just wrap it around, and I just curl them up, and I just let them sit there until they dry. And then once they dry, I can pull them down either into like a spiral shape or a loose curl that kind of like stands up and bows out. The starch helps to stiffen the ribbon, so it helps it to hold the curl, especially like this ribbon here is kind of a thinner ribbon. It will really help that ribbon to hold the curl. I also want to do these curls because I don't want these tails coming over and covering up my sign. So it will help with that. And this is a lot of tails. When I uncurl this, if I feel like it's too many, I may snip some of them off. So don't feel like you have to keep them just because you have them on there. I should mention the liquid starch is very messy, so like I got it on my table here and stuff, it will dry white, chalky, like chalky white all over, so you'll want to wipe that up if you use it. I will probably let this one dry overnight before I uncurl it. The bunny that I did in the last live, I uncurled too soon. So it didn't hold the curl quite as well as if it does if you let it dry completely. I'll post a picture tomorrow when I undo these so you guys can see exactly how that turns out. But here is our very adorable gardening wreath. Life's a garden, dig it. So positive message, gardening. This wreath just screams my name. Let me know what you guys think of it, what you think of the bow, and the overall design. And thank you guys for hanging out with me again. Let me know if anybody has any questions. And I'm going to spend a little more time getting these poofs or loops to lay where I want them to. You guys have a wonderful night. You're very welcome, Marilyn. Yes, me too, Diane. Isn't that vegetable ribbon so cute and unusual? Okay, you guys have a great night, and thanks for hanging out with me. I'll see you probably again tomorrow.